What's up, guys? How are you? Happy President's Day. It's a Monday edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt. Well, we're right back at it after a rough one yesterday. This podcast being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com. More on them in here just 1 second, but 0-5. Man, so if Will Zalatoris got there, he tied for second. Matsuyama was ridiculous. I was live betting. He was the only guy I really wasn't taking all that seriously until the 16th par 3 when I tried to get a bet in on him and it was too late. It locked on me, and then when it reposted, it went from plus 110 to minus 400 because he stuffed it on 16. I thought if it went into the bunker there, we may have had a chance to see Will Zalatoris rally. Didn't happen. Hideki Matsuyama shoots a 62 to blow the entire golf tournament for us. So we went into it up a unit. We lost 2 units. So the Genesis becomes a 1-unit loss for us here. Golf betting is fun, but I'm just not very good at it when it comes to that. But, you know, we'll take it. There's a thing on my hat. So, yeah, unfortunate there. Basketball was not good yesterday. Got wrecked on both games. Purdue lost outright. Dead cat bounce for college basketball. Mark that down. That actually happened. Ohio State beat Purdue outright after firing Chris Holtmann. And then UCLA, I mean, my God, we've had a couple of bad melts over the last couple of days. South Carolina up 15. They melted. They didn't cover. They lost. Same thing with UCLA. They melted. They had a lead. They're up by 5-6 points. They couldn't hold it. They couldn't cover the 2.5. So we go 0-2 in college basketball, 0-3 in hockey. That leaves us with the manufacturing prop. Here is a very big thing to look at if you bet this. What are your house rules? FanDuel did something that I'm not all that in favor of. FanDuel voided every bet. This is the Daytona 500. There are people who have been betting the Daytona 500 for months. If you void a bet where you have insane CLV, where you have like $100 bet on a driver that was supposed to be, you know, you got him at 50-1 and now he's 15-1, to have that bet be voided is kind of that's not great. It's their book, it's their rules, but I do not like that at all. And if you're somebody who had one of those bets voided for the Daytona 500, that stinks. So if you did bet at FanDuel, every bet got voided. So you have to rebet them all at different prices. My book kept it live. Manufacturing prop at plus 185 for a Chevrolet to win today's Daytona 500. That bet's still live. But we have hockey all day today. I'm going to give you three hockey bets. Hockey hasn't been my greatest. We're going to see if we can start the engine here up a little bit with hockey and get cooking and maybe go with a 3-in-1 type of day. Let's get rolling here after I tell you about OmahaSteaks.com. OmahaSteaks.com/juice. That's the URL you're going to go to OmahaSteaks.com. They are now offering a subscription service. If you guys go and get the service, the subscription for OmahaSteaks.com, you get 10% off every single order that you place, and they're going to give you free burgers for life. Free burgers for life. Now, this is a limited time offer. OmahaSteaks.com/juice. Go there, sign up for the subscription service, and they'll give you 10% off everything you buy. Plus, they're going to give you free burgers for life for signing up for the subscription at OmahaSteaks.com/juice. All right. The Dallas Stars are at the Boston Bruins. Dallas is going up, Boston going down. Boston's lost 4 games in a row on this homestand. Bruins are reeling. I mean, like reeling. This is the first game of the day. This is a 10 o'clock Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time start. Okay, this is a different time for the Bruins. It's also a noon start time for Dallas, who's been on the road, but still, it's a noon start time for Dallas, 1 p.m. Eastern. Ullmark is in net against Jake Ottinger. Look, the Bruins are minus 130. For a team that has not played well versus a team in Dallas who has won 7 of 9, I don't want to recommend laying the juice of minus 130 on the Bruins, but I do think Boston wins this game. So if I do think Boston wins this game, what are we going to do with it? Well, the total is 6. So we have a decent push potential here. But Jake Ottinger on the road has a goals against average of 2.57. And either Ullmark or Swayman, either or, it's supposed to be Ullmark in net for the Boston Bruins. He has a sub-3 goals against average at home. The Bruins need to get back to playing Bruins hockey, which is not wide open hockey, not trying to score with teams like Dallas. Slow them down, play physical, and prevent scoring opportunities because Dallas has been scoring a ton of goals lately, all right? And I get people taking the over in this game. I understand it. You can say, Matt, just bet the 6, and if it goes over, that's great. But if Boston wins this game, this feels like a 3-1 final, 3-2 final, okay? It might go 4-2, and Dallas may win the game 4-2, and then we get a push out of it. But the Bruins, you lose 4 games in a row, and they're at home? Not exactly what you expect out of the Boston Bruins, given the fact that they are one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. And they have a team in Dallas coming in that, look, Dallas could make the Cup Finals. Bruins get back to playing Bruins hockey. Early start time, kind of a sleepy start. First period under, don't mind that bet either, all right? 1-0 after 1, don't mind that play. I like betting first period unders. In games, I'm betting the under, and in games like the Bruins. But look, Boston has been at times a team that has scored fast, which has been weird because if Jake Ottinger's off, that's where we get burned here, okay, on a first period. So I don't want to do that, even though I like the Bruins money line. I like the Bruins first period under. I'm going to bet the game under 6, minus 115 for Dallas and Boston for 1.15 units. Second bet, Vancouver at Minnesota. Vancouver is favored slightly, minus 114. Demko in net for the Vancouver Canucks. He's been awesome. Awesome all year. Team's been awesome. They've been awesome on the road. They've been awesome at home. They're awesome everywhere. 12-6-1 record for Demko on the road. 2.61 goals against average. Up against most likely Gustafsson. It doesn't matter to me. Either goaltender from Minnesota, it doesn't worry me too much. Minnesota's not been good at home. The Wild are not getting good goaltending again. Gustafsson's got a 3.18 goals against average both at home and on the road, but at home, he's lost his last 3 starts at home, and he's supposed to be in net here up against Vancouver with a short price. You guys know how I feel about Vancouver. We're on that 27-1 ticket for Vancouver to win the Stanley Cup. We're jumping right back on it here. Vancouver, money line, minus 114 for 1.4 units. And the third bet, and I'm kind of staggering the games here. We have a 1 o'clock Eastern and a 2 o'clock Eastern, and now we go to Winnipeg on the road up against Arizona. Winnipeg on the road up against, I didn't write it down for Winnipeg. I am a huge Connor Hellebuyck fan. And he very well could wind up winning the Vezina. He's been that good. He's been incredibly difficult to deal with. And Winnipeg on the road this year has been a very good team. They're on the road up against the Calgary Flames. Calgary so far at home this year, not great. 12-13-1. Winnipeg 15-7-3 on the road. They played the first game of the year here at Calgary. Flames beat them 5-3. One of the worst losses of the entire year for the Winnipeg Jets because things have changed dramatically. Connor Hellebuyck is 26-10-3-3 with a 2.13 goals against average overall. Jacob Markstrom's in net, and Markstrom hasn't been bad. I'm not saying Markstrom's been bad for Calgary, but at home this year he's 8-8, 8-8-0-1 with a 2.87 goals against average. Now that's not horrible, but he has a 9-7 record on the road. Markstrom at home recently lost 5-0 to Detroit, gave up 5 goals. In the home game before that, he gave up 1 goal, lost 1-0, but lost to Columbus 5-2, lost to St. Louis 4-3. Calgary just hasn't been good at home. Not good enough to back up against a Winnipeg Jets team who's been very good, and Connor Hellebuyck, who's just been stupid this year. Better goaltending, better team on the road. Winnipeg, minus 125. They get revenge on the money line for the first loss of the season, the first game of the season. I'll back the better goaltender, and I'll back Connor Hellebuck here on the road against Calgary, laying -125. Hellebuck, by the way, on the road this year, has a 2.1 goals against average. He's 13-4, 13-4-0-1 with a 2.1 goals against average. Give me Winnipeg. I'm going to lay the -125. Winnipeg money line, -125 for 1.25 units. All right, so we have the Chevrolet prop to win the Daytona 500. Anyone driving a Chevy? 1 unit at +185. I like Boston to win the game, but I'm going to take the under 6 at -115. Vancouver money line, -114. Winnipeg money line, -125. On a President's Day, a lot of hockey. I'm going to skip the college basketball. I know Houston and Iowa State under looks like a decent bet to me, but it's 9. I don't really want to lay 9 points in the Big 12, in particular because Iowa State's defense is really good. But then again, I don't want to take 9 in that game because Houston's killing people, so that scares me. Vatek in Virginia, I lean towards Virginia in that game, but Vatek's favored for a reason, so I don't really love that play either. So nothing really jumps off the page for me college basketball-wise here today. We're going to focus on driving and hockey. Daytona 500 and 3 games in the NHL. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning. The Daily Juice Podcast, always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.